No intro needed. I repeat, no intro needed. The Hornets, once again in the play-in game, got their tails kicked really bad, 132 to 103. And here's the thing. Trae Young didn't really have an outstanding game. He shot 8 for 24. He did have 24 points and 11 assists. But his teammates showed up and showed out. Clint Capella, 15 points, 17 boards. DeAndre Hunter, not only did he have 22 points and 7 rebounds, but he played outstanding defense. Gallinari with 18 points was effective shooting. Herter, whatever his name is, another shooter. Again, shooters, big men that can defend the paint, and bench play. Bogdanovich had 13 points off the bench, and other players off the Hornets bench knew their role. They were effective, and they did their thing. And that's the problem with the Hornets. The Hornets, they lack team identity. Example, Terry Rozier. If Terry Rozier is not the leading scorer, he doesn't want to play any defense. He doesn't want to get involved. A selfish type of basketball player. Now, he may be a good person off the court, but he's not a fit with LaMelo Ball. And for those who say I didn't show constructive criticism on LaMelo Ball, I called out the fact that he didn't attack the basket enough. I called out the fact that his preparation before the game should have been better. Because when you play in the playoffs or play-in game in the postseason play, it's different than a regular season. And that's something he'll learn from. See, I get it. A lot of people want me to shame LaMelo Ball instead of treating him like a 20-year-old. I repeat, they want me to shame LaMelo Ball, overly critique, and not critique the age he's in. He's 20 years old, for crying out loud. So I'm not going to treat him like a 10-year veteran in the NBA. I'm just not. We know his weaknesses. We know that he needs a mid-range jump shot to keep teams honest. We know that he needs extra strength. We get all that. But we also understand, when I say we, I mean LaMelo fans of his, etc. It's common sense. And common sense will tell you that, yes, LaMelo needs to improve on that, but also JB is a terrible coach. Shout out to Nate McMillan. He coached circles over James Borrego. Masterful job. That's what the Hornets need. Right there. A coach like Coach McMillan. And I know some of you hate the idea of Mark Jackson. But a coach like Mark Jackson can fix it. Let's keep it a buck. Mark Jackson is not blackballed. He's whiteballed. I'll repeat. Mark Jackson is whiteballed. Because he's a brother with a ruling class mentality, and he's not a yes man. The Hornets need someone like that. I mean, shoot, Frank Vogel had a 127-98 record with the Lakers, and he got fired. He was scapegoated, but that's another topic for a different day. He's better than James Borrego. At least he allowed his stars to play their games. Shoot, look at Westbrook. He allowed Westbrook to take any shot he wants, to do whatever he wants. He allowed that. They didn't win anything, but it shows you all that coaches like that believe in their players no matter what. The Hornets need a head coach who has actually won a playoff series before, playoff games. They're not afraid of the moment. Did you all notice that JB did the same game plan as they did in the regular season. How dumb do you have to be to do that? JB, why would you use the same game plan as you did that last victory you guys had weeks ago? This is the postseason. You're not supposed to do the same thing in the postseason. This is a man's game. This is not the regular season. What the hell are you doing trying to recycle what you did previously? And you JB defenders, because I saw what you did. You blame LaMelo for the reason of the Hornets losing this game. And I knew you were going to do that. Even though you could look at the timeline. Fans of LaMelo was fair and objective. They know he didn't perform to his best abilities. They know he could have done better. And you know the difference between LaMelo and James Borrego? LaMelo in a press conference stated all that. Explain what he has to do going forward to not lose games like this again. He held himself accountable in the press conference. And you look at JB's press conference, he keeps talking about the improvements. And then he glosses over last season. Last season was a COVID year. There was less games. So if they would have played a regular season game, and I mean an 82 schedule season at that COVID year, it would have been what? 43 games. That's the funny part about this. Last season, they played 10 games less. They won 33 games. And you look at this year, they played 10 games more and won 43 games. So it's pretty much identical records. And the play-in records are the same, 0-2. And the scores are both blowouts. First with the Pacers last season, now this season with the Atlanta Hawks. But I'm going to tell you what I want to see. Not only do I want to see a new coach, I want to see a whole reconstructed roster. I want to see tall, lengthy shooting guards who can play defense, shoot, and know their roles. I want to see a center that is respectable in the league, that can play defense and run and catch the damn ball for once. Y'all want to talk about LaMelo's turnovers, but I bet you right now LaMelo would cut half the turnovers if he had teammates who knew where to go with the ball. You ever see games with the Hornets where LaMelo's running? He expects a player to cut, to move at a certain area. They're not even doing it. Low IQ players on this team. So none of that anymore. Also, teachers' pets. We know who the teachers' pets are. Cody Martin, etc. Gordon Hayward. The list goes on. Get them out. Find a way to get them out. But here's the thing. Are the Hornets are going to do the right thing around LaMelo? Is Michael Jordan going to wake up? Or is he going to be a cheap owner and settle for mediocrity? I'm telling you right now, Hornet fans, if they keep James Borrego, expect the same results. You're not going to go anywhere. Most coaches who would get blown out in playing games back-to-back and have a below 500 record are fired. JB is the most privileged coach in the NBA. The most privileged coach in the NBA. Pathetic. Shout out to LaMelo for having a great season. I'm sad that he's on a team that wouldn't even give him his favorite number 1. Wouldn't even give him the keys. And you have some people in the fan base blaming him and only him for the game, We know the stuff he needs to work on. We get that. But I'm not judging LaMelo harshly until this team is his. Then I'll judge accordingly. Then I can observe his game more and say, okay, LaMelo has the keys. He has to step up now. But it's pretty obvious that the Hornets built this team around Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier. So predictable. Before I go, I want to say shout out to the OGs. Shout out to Coach Joe. He's right again. He's been right on this team the whole time before it was even popular. Shout out to the day ones that was supporting my channel before it was monetized. When LaMelo got drafted in 2020 November, I tried to give the Hornets a chance, but I was kind of like iffy. I'm like, this head coach ain't a winner. I've been saying it then, Mitch Kupchak. Michael Jordan, they don't have a good record. I mentioned that Mitch Kupchak, what he did with my Lakers. Y'all know what he did. And look at them right now, ruining a good thing. Coach Joe has been right from day one. Give him his flowers. Shout out to Coach Ant Learn. And one thing I respect about Ant Learn, he's not a follower. He gonna listen to the information he want to listen to. He gonna have his own opinion, and that's it. Those are the people that I like to listen to. When they have an opinion, I listen to their opinion. They're coaches. They understand the game. They also understand the game within its game. Instead of folks who sensationalize everything. But to the JB defenders and the delusional fans, this season was not successful. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. That's the reality. Maybe next year they'll fix it. But it was not successful. I try to tell y'all, some of y'all didn't want to listen. But the RawTruth family, y'all been 1,000 this whole season. You think I want LaMelo to be around losers? No. You think I want him to lose games all the time? Hell no. But now you see what I see. I told you. I told you. This is RawTruth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Share it through all social media platforms. Shout out again to those who supported RawTruth from the beginning. Didn't switch up. Wasn't a follower. And I respect that. And I'm out.